Hey guys, this video is for doing the PowerPoint assignments in Google Drive. Okay, we're going to use Google Slides. If you want to do this in PowerPoint and you have access to PowerPoint, you're going to have to check out that other video. Okay, so for right now, let's go through these instructions super quick. It's going to be really similar. It's going to be similar to Google Slides, but again, it's going to be a little different. Okay. All right. So what we want to do, we want to create a class schedule based on your this trimester. Of course, with this whole online school thing for most of the trimester, this probably wouldn't be as fun of an assignment as if we were here in class. Okay, but let's go ahead and get started. Let's head over to Google Drive, and we're going to go to click on New, and we want a new slide, new Google Slides. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to bring it over here, and we're going to come back here, and we're going to insert. Actually, this number's incorrect. We're going to insert 8 slides. I took out one of the slides because it doesn't apply to us this trimester. Okay, so we just need 8 slides. This one should be number 8. So let's go ahead and add in some slides. Okay, if you wanted to click on this, first of all, let's go ahead and name it class schedule. Third trimester. Okay. All right, so we can click on this little plus button to add slides. Makes it super easy. So we have a title slide, and then we have first hour, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, fifth hour, sixth hour, and then the last one. Now, if you are my students out at Park Valley or Grouse Creek, if you have a different number of hours or periods in the day, just go ahead and add in 1 slide for each class. I am not entirely sure what your schedule is out there, but this is going to be the title slide. And on the title slide, you're gonna type in your name and type in class schedule third trimester. Okay. All right, we're gonna leave it like that for now, and we're gonna come here to the first or the second slide, which is gonna be first hour. So I'm gonna type in first hour. And this is, let's pretend that this is history, okay? The first thing we want to add in is your teacher's name. My teacher is, my history teacher is Mrs. Fry. Okay. And on the next line, you're going to type in what you learned in class this trimester. You're going to type in what you learned in class. What I learned in class this trimester was, okay. And then I'm going to add in, I'm going to just put in a couple of bullet points here. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what you guys were learning in history this trimester. Say, was it, I'm going to just type in what I learned was Civil War. I don't know. Let's do Constitution. Revolutionary War. Okay. Just write down a few things that you guys learned in class. This is just an example. So go ahead and follow this format right here. And what we want to do is, while we have the cursor in here, I'm going to go ahead and drag my text box over a little bit so it's about halfway through, which is totally fine. I think that looks good. Now on this half of the slide, I'm going to insert a picture. So I'm going to go to Insert, I'm going to go to Image, and search on the web. Okay, and I'm going to search for something that is related to search for something that is related to what you've learned. This is history class. I typed in history class. I'm going to type in Revolutionary War. And then I'm going to insert one of these guys. Just this image right here. Unable to create some images, so I'm going to just have to do it again real quick. And find a different one. If that one doesn't, find a different one here. And I'm going to try that one. Okay. It might take a second. There it goes. Okay. Boom. All right. So we have our title. We have text box with our teacher's name and what we learned, and then we can kind of line it up if we wanted to, like that. If you guys wanted to, also, it's not a requirement, but you guys can change the theme if you want, make it look a little better, a little more interesting. I like that. That looks cool. I'm gonna just stick with that theme. Guys, go ahead and pause the video. Create your slides. If you haven't yet, create your slides, and then just start with the your first hour. Pause the video. I'm going to pause my video, and I'm going to show you just one more example, and then I'm going to show you some animations and transitions. Okay. Okay, guys. So I added my second hour. So I got my first hour, I got my second hour, and added in teacher's name. What I learned in class was how to use Microsoft Word, Google Sheets, emerging technology, and then I added a kind of a old retro picture of a computer, and that's it. That's it for now. So pause the video again. Well, if you haven't filled out all of your classes yet, pause the video again. When we come down here to the last one, I'm going to delete that text box. I'm going to just type in the end of school. All right. I'm going to center that. The end title slide is going to look something like this right here. So I'm going to make it a little bigger. And I'm going to bring it down here in the middle. You guys can add a fun, if you guys wanted to add a fun image, animated GIF on this last slide, that's totally fine. You guys can do what you want with it. But you'd have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth hours. Now, guys, just a couple more things we got to talk about real quick. We need to talk about animations and transitions, okay? So let's come over here to slide, okay? And we have transition, okay? We have slide transitions are when we move from one slide to the next, something happens, a cool little effect happens, okay? For object animations, so that's the difference, transitions and animations. for animations, what we're doing is we're applying, we're telling a certain text box or an image to do a certain thing when we click on the mouse button. Okay. So with let's go with a slide transition right here. I'm gonna come over here and go to I'm going to do a cube. I want to test that out and see what that looks like. And I'm going to do apply to all slides. Now I'm going to hit that. Okay, that's a cube transition, so I'm going to exit. I think that looks pretty cool. So maybe a flip, apply to all slides, present real quick, and if I come back here, okay, that looks cool. That looks cool too. I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit exit. And all of the slides now have the same transition. Now let's talk about object animations real quick. Now, what we need to do, we need to select an object to animate. Okay, so I'm going to add animation. There's a fade in, fade out, fly in from, let's see. Let's fly in from left. Leave it on click. And do by paragraph. Now, if you wanted to add more than one animation into a slide, you can totally do that. So you can come down here to this one, and instead of a fly in from left, I'm going to have this one. It's fly in from bottom. Once you guys see what that looks like, you guys are going to get a better idea of what this is. Now, I'm going to add one more. I'm going to click on the image once, and I'm going to add animation. And this one is going to zoom in. And you can also always test it by clicking on the play button right there. Okay, here it goes. That was the transition. Now here's and fly in from left, fly in from bottom, and that was a zoom in. Okay, stop, and that's what it looks like. Okay, I'll do one more here. Now you don't have to do the same ones for each thing. You can do different ones. That's gonna come in from the right. This is going to come in from, let's see, that's going to fade in. Now this time this is going to zoom in, and this is going to not fade in. This is going to do that'll fly in from bottom. Okay. All right, now real quick, just last thing, let's test this from here, what we have so far. I'm going to click. That's a transition. Now it's a blank white screen, but as soon as we click, we get this stuff right here. So 1, 2, okay, 3, and now go to the next slide. And oh, did you see how all of this came in at the same time? That's because I did not click the by paragraph option button. Okay, and then I've got this right here. So I'm going to hit escape and kind of come back here and make sure that you have all these filled out. Hopefully it won't take too long. You can do something fun on the very last slide, and then save it and turn it in. Guys, as usual, let me know if you have any questions as you're working on this assignment. Like I said, this is going to be the last assignment, so if you are all caught up with everything, finish this one, and then just worry about your other classes as well. Hope you guys have a great summer. Hope to see you next school year here in the halls, and maybe you're taking my 9th grade class, maybe you're not. That's totally fine. It's up to you, but we'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys.